Occlutech is a provider of minimally invasive cardiac devices. Later in September, the company will list its depository receipts on First North here in Stockholm, and today we're going to talk to CEO Sabine Bois. Welcome, Sabine.
Thank you very much, Adam.
We start from the top. Can you tell us a bit about the company and the background and what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very happy to. So, first of all, Occlutech is today a leading provider of minimal invasive structural heart disease devices. And what that means is we are offering solutions for patients with congenital heart defects, so birth-related defects, but also for stroke prevention. And it's avoiding open heart surgery. And we have done this very successful in the past 14 years. We are today #3 supplier in the world and #2 in Europe. And what we basically do is we mend holes in the heart of patients which shouldn't be there, either from birth or later in life that haven't closed totally. And now what we also do is going into heart failure, which is a very big market, of course, and there's specifics around heart failure, but we're addressing here an unmet medical need with our newest product.
So you're not a Swedish company from the beginning. You're based in Germany, and now you want to list your depository receipt in Stockholm. Why is that?
Yeah, I would rather see why not, because I think it's a great quality stamp for the Stockholm exchange and stock exchange. And I think it shows what an attraction the stock exchange is, how welcoming it is for medtech companies. And we have evaluated this. And we feel one is it is very open for all kinds of very good companies to come on there and get support. And on the other hand, we have a Swedish outlet. So we have a global supply hub in Helsingborg over a decade already. So we feel somewhat Swedish as well. It's our face to the world.
So before the offering, you are doing an offering of close to 1 billion Swedish SEK. How will you use the proceeds from the offering?
Yeah, so what's important to know is the company has a profitable base business. And as such, we really want to invest this money into what we believe are the growth drivers for the company and, of course, for the shareholders. And that means we're going to invest into going into the US. We have a very clear regulatory and commercial path bringing our products there in the near term, and also in building up the US commercially. So the US and also rolling out our heart failure product further and financing the clinical study is going to be the main proceeds going into.
How big is the market for these kind of products?
So if we look at our base market, this is a market estimated to be around 400 million globally. We are at 5 to 10% global market share, have a #3 position worldwide and #2 in Europe. And now we're taking this into the heart failure space, which is a 10 times bigger market, has 3 times higher average sales prices. And it's estimated to be about a 4 billion market. And 50% of this is addressable for us today in Europe with the CE mark device and clinical evidence available. And then on top, the US market. So taking it from a 400 million market with an established technology on a technology platform, an existing sales force into a 10 times bigger market is our strategy here.
So now that you're going into a different segment of the market, how big is the competition in this new area?
It's a very new area. It's a novel therapy and device. We are coming from a space where we have 2 big competitors to American companies, and we see a clear innovation and service gap in this field, which is why we have been gaining market share very successfully in this space. And now in this new space, there are 2 other companies that have a CE mark device that are doing clinical studies. And we believe this is not just a disadvantage because we need more than one player to really build the market to create the reimbursement. But we also think we have a great advantage here because, and I like the picture somebody told me once, these companies look in the sky and see the potential, but you look at the sky and have feet on the ground, because we have an established sales force, we have the network with the physicians, we have 14 years of a very good track record in commercialization and in gaining market shares, whereby these two companies are a one-product company and very new on the market.
You talked about Salesforce. Can you tell us a bit about the business model and what does it take to win in this marketplace?
Yeah, it's where we are successful, and we are market leaders in several markets, like in Benelux and other markets, but also, and this is a great showcase for us, and a quality step in Japan, where we are market leaders. We see it's always a good composition of a very good product, and we have a lot of clinical evidence around this about the advantages of our product, and a good sales force. So we make a big emphasis on delivering the best possible product to the physician for the benefit of the patients, in combination with having a very well-trained sales force in our direct markets, where we are with 15 countries, but also in our distributor markets, where we serve in 65 markets.
You have been growing quite rapidly, about 20% per year on average since 2007. You have financial targets of having a growth of 15%. What would you say are the key risks for achieving these goals?
Yeah, so forward going, of course, we are investing into new market, into the US. We feel we have de-risked this entrance by taking the same technology, the same product, where we have already clinical evidence on, which we have successfully commercialized into the US. So we think this is a de-risked business, and we have a good commercial setup there and good commercial strategy. Of course, there is always risk about clinical trials, but also here we have a great team in place. We have a conditional approval for our first clinical trial already. We have a first market entrance into the US next year. As such, we do believe we are very well set up. This is the US. On the other side, with a new therapy, there is always risk around this. Also here, we feel we have done what we can to de-risk it. It's based on the same technology platform. We're addressing the same physicians here in a market that we're very well known, and that where we are already in 85 countries worldwide. So we do think we have de-risked the venture of going into the US and the clinical studies in heart failure.
Thank you very much for being with us today, Sabine, and good luck with the listing.
Thank you very much, Adam. Much appreciated. Have a good day.